What's going on? We going live. Hey, I'm here at the Lions Den Pride. I'm here at the Lions Pride here in Smithfield, North Carolina. I want to introduce you to Mr. Daniel Evans himself. Um, this guy has been the one. Him and his team has been the group of individuals that have changed my life. My credit score went from 485 to a 600 plus credit score in 5 months. I want to give you some information. But by giving you this information, I want you to see for yourself that this is real, it's legit. I've had a lot of people ask me, was my 140 plus credit score increase real? Yes, it is real. Many people know me, and I'm very integral. I don't do anything for benefit. My goal here is to help you benefit because there are a lot of black people and a lot of minorities struggling from the lack of information. Also, but we're here to give information to everybody. So I want to introduce you, Mr. Daniel Evans. So, Daniel, I want to ask you something. Let the people know who you are because they pretty much know who I am, but let the people know who you are.
Well, as he said, Daniel Lyonsden Evans from Gulfport, Mississippi, here in North Carolina. Been here for going on 5 years. I do have a credit repair company, credit repair service, and we do a couple different things. But our number one focus is credit repair. So yeah. Durrel here. We just in the office, just chopping it up, just kind of going over some things, and I invited him to come on here to the office with me. We're going to be talking about some other business ventures. You know, you can tell that we are close to being twins right now.
Beard game.
But I think he got me beat on the beard. A couple more months, and I'll be
miracle grow.
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple more months. But yeah. He has an awesome story. I met this young man a couple years ago. Me and his brothers is real good friends. Ontario. He does all my IT and my computer work. I see Jayla on there. How you doing? My cousin Pam on there. Yes, I see Ko and Joy on here. But yeah, we just chopping it up, and we just wanted to kind of give you all an opportunity. He made a post last week on his page, and ever since then, people have been blowing it up, blowing my inbox up. And so I want to give some of his people opportunity to know who I am, as well as being able to talk to some of my people as well. I don't go live. I don't do videos a whole lot. I don't do a whole lot of posting. It's not because I don't want to. Trust me, I do want to. But I have so much going on in these last few months. Trying to make sure everybody's taken care of, so I don't have a whole lot of opportunity. So I'm taking the time right now with my man here to make sure we go over some questions. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to chime in, ask any questions.
Yes, we
make sure we get all those questions answered for you all. But just to give you all opportunity on his side, he got 21 people watching.
What's up, fam? I see y'all. Yeah. Y'all showing out.
Yeah, he got 21 people watching. So give his people who don't know me like per se, to give them opportunity to ask some questions and to actually see who I am. So go ahead and ask away, man.
I'm sure a lot of people are wanting to know, how do you come up with your prices? Is every client's price the same, or how is it that you break down those prices to help people to change their life forever?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that question. Every credit file is different, so how I come up with the prices is simple. It's based on what's on your credit. I do know that there are other companies out there that charge a monthly fee for their services, and it might be like a one price fits all type situation. That's not the case with me. In my case, I don't want you to have to make life decisions every month dealing with taking care of business. And for example, and this is not to insult anyone, but me personally, if I had to decide on what to do with my last $100 of the month, do I use that $100 to buy groceries? Do I use this $100 to pay my cell phone bill, or do I use this $100 to pay for my credit?
Right.
I don't want people having to make those kind of decisions every month of who gets this last $100. So I take out that monthly fee thing, and I don't want you to have to be struggling with making those kind of decisions every month. So I charge a one-time upfront fee, and the price is simply based on what's on the credit and what needs to be done to your credit. Not everybody's credit is the same. So if I was to charge a $300 straight front fee, then that means that somebody that doesn't have but a few accounts be paying the same thing as somebody that has a bunch of accounts. I don't think that's fair. So it's based off of your credit. It's based off the individual work that needs to be done. Everybody's credit is different, so everybody's going to have a different price and all that kind of stuff. So I base it off of those few elements. So to answer your question, I come up with the price based on how much work needs to be done to a credit account.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a part of my journey. So when I first started my journey, he took a look at my credit file, and I had I had 10 accounts in collections. Now, it's a long story to how that happened, but it happened. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. In 2 months, I had 2 accounts pending out of the 10. Two out of the 10. So he deleted, him and his team got 8 collection accounts deleted. I'm talking about hospital bills. I'm talking about car repossessions. All these things was taken out of my collections profile. And I was elated. I was excited. I couldn't believe it. Like many of you probably like, oh, is this real? I mean, can you really get rid of student loans? The proof is in the pudding. And if anybody wants to see those deleted accounts, shoot me an inbox after this video, and I will show you my personal credit profile to where these accounts have been removed. This is, like I said, this is not to benefit me. I want us to live a whole life. I believe that, God says that we should have life and have life more abundantly. I believe that even goes for even our credit. When you see a lot of people driving these foreign cars and stuff, a lot of people aren't doing drugs. A lot of people have mastered their credit journey to the point where they're able to live mainly off of their credit. It brings opportunities for them to even invest in rental properties and flip homes and different things. You got homes that are selling for $15,000, or you're able to invest $15,000 and potentially make $100,000 back. It's so many ways that you can potentially use your credit to grow and to benefit your life in the long run. So I'm gonna move to the next question. What made you start fixing credit, like repairing credit?
Man, it's kind of a twofold answer to that question. The first part of it is this, growing up in the 80s, I watched my dad, pay cash for almost everything. He would get off work. He would get off work on Fridays, and my daddy would have a knot of money in his pocket. He would put on the dresser. He worked at a shipyard, and he always told us coming up that if you can't pay for it, you don't need to get it.
Right. I was taught the same thing.
Living in that fear of having something you can't pay for and missing a payment, they're gonna come and snatch it up or report. I think that's the kind of mentality that a lot of minorities live their life on. If I can't pay for it, don't get it type mentality.
Right.
And it ends up growing into when you're an adult, and when you get to the point when you want to buy a house for your family because you're tired of renting, or you want to buy a car to get around because you're tired of Ubering or whatever. And then you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't have any credit, but I got a good job. I got a job that pays $60,000-$70,000 a year. I got money in the bank, but I have no one that can vouch for me as far as credit wise.
Right.
And be able to say
even apartments.
Yeah. I mean, it's proven that even your light deposit and your water deposit are based off of your credit.
Right.
And you get certain interest rates on things based on your credit. Absolutely. So what made me start wanting to do credit was I've been doing taxes for a long time, for a good part of about 12 years, and it was a common denominator into everyone who wanted to get their taxes done was, and this is some of y'all probably can relate to it. Every year, everybody wants to get that. Either they get that furniture set with their tax money,
yeah,
or they want to go get that car with their tax money, and they might have a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 tax return.
And they blow it
and
on
they
things
take that whole
money.
they take that whole check, and they'll either put it on a down payment on a car, or they'll spend most of it on a car. And so, when I started recognizing a common denominator in every year, like, you know what, how much easier would it be, or how long will your tax return last if you was able to still accomplish your goals of wanting to buy you a car? What if you was able to go to a car lot and zero down on a vehicle,
man,
and the money that you had intended to spend on that down payment, you still keep it in your pocket.
Exactly.
But not only that, let's say you want to be responsible and didn't know that the coronavirus was coming, didn't know if your job was going to shut down, but you took that same $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 that you had saved for your tax return,
right,
and you paid 6 months ahead on your car.
Absolutely.
Now you don't have a car note.
Rent.
Now you don't have a car note for 6 months. Your rent is paid up 6 months, and then now you can still live life not having to worry about being repossessed, things like that. And so when I see my tax customers making some of the same mistakes every year, my job is as a CEO and as a business owner is to solve people's problems.
Yeah.
That's how businesses are started all across America, is being able to solve someone's problem. This guy here solved the problem that a lot of people have, not knowing how to mount their TV on the wall. You got holes in your wall.
Yeah.
Your TV falling down because you're not on a stud.
Right.
And so his business was created by solving a problem. How can I solve a problem? I got a stud finder. I can find out where the stud's at. We can install your TV. And so that's how this whole thing was started.
Yeah.
So solving one problem, how can I get my people to actually holding on to their tax money longer? How can I get them where they won't need to use any money at all? And that's credit repair. So I started credit repair with a couple different companies, FES, My Econ, and a couple different credit companies that did that monthly fee. And I was a customer before I became an owner. As far as I don't like having to pay a monthly fee for something, and I have to send letters in the mail myself. I have to be responsible for getting certain things done. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, what am I paying?
I think that's big that you just touched on that, because a lot of models with building credit, they have a lot of their clients doing the work, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They have you send a letter. But tell them your approach, your method here, and how y'all do it.
So my method is simple. I don't want you to have to worry about forgetting to put something in the mailbox, or not having the right wording, or all this kind of stuff. So I take care of all the heavy lifting. You paid me a one-time fee up front.
I haven't touched anything since.
I put the letters in the mail. I do all that. I do all the hard work, and I'm the one that's on the phone dealing with certain things. So you don't have to worry about that. And you ain't got to worry about, like I say, getting something wrong. I do all that for you all, so you don't have to worry about getting something wrong. So
you just pay a one-time fee.
And you don't have to worry about, let's just say for the sake of Corona, because it was an effect on everybody. The whole economy was affected by Corona. And I'm glad you asked me this, so I can go down this road real quick, and then we can go on something else.
Yeah.
The coronavirus affected every business owner, every aspect of life. It was affected.
Wow.
Okay. I would have been really, 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 really depressed to the fact that if people had to continue to pay every single month for services, and the mail system is slowing down.
Right.
The president trying to defund the mailing, the postal services. Equifax is in Atlanta, Georgia, which you all know. They was on limited hours because of the curfew. They had curfews because of the Black Lives Matter movement. Atlanta had a lot of police being killed, so they was doing a whole bunch of curfews. So a lot of the bureaus was running on half staff. They wasn't running full staff. But if you was with one of those other companies, Lexington Law Firm or some of the other companies, guess what? You would have been still paying a monthly fee, even though there was limited to no movement being done.
They weren't even going to be doing anything.
They were still going to be paying. You know what I mean?
A lot of us.
And so one of the things you get with the company is you don't pay that monthly fee. So that for the sake of argument, if something was to happen and everybody was shut down, your credit is still being worked on, and you don't have to worry about coming out of pocket for another month and another month and another month. And people, like, okay, what's going on? I know the corona been shutting everything down. I'm going to have to cancel my service because I can't afford to keep paying if ain't nothing going on. That's the conversation a lot of people got to have with those other companies because they just wasn't seeing. But for the ones who stood and being patient, I do appreciate y'all, riding with us through this rough patch. Things are finally getting back ironed out again and getting back on the right track. But that's just one of the benefits that you ain't got to worry about dealing with my company is having to pay a monthly fee when you know that is some things that's going on that we can't control,
right.
As a person. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad I was able to address that so some people can understand one of the benefits of not having a monthly fee to pay and not having to worry about being charged a one price or one price fits all for something that you ain't even.
And that's what I respect. I respected that. I mean, you got some guys, I see them on Instagram and they're advertising, they tell me, these are our fees, this is all the things we're going to do. However, you're paying for something, like you said, that may not even fit your credit profile. So,
and then another thing too, Durrel, is one of those things where one of those big companies, now just do the math. If you got a phone calculator, just do the math. And this is me. This is me trying to help educate some people on just the reason why I chose to do what I'm doing right now, right? Okay. So if you was a company like Lexington Law Firm or one of those old bigger companies, and you had 300 clients, and those 300 clients were paying you $100 a month.
Okay,
$100.
I got that.
$100 a month times 3,000 clients. How much money they make a month? $30,000 a month, right?
Yes.
So do it behoove them to finish your credit fast? Or do they make money off of dragging you out over a longer period of time? Because if they did that for 1 month, think about if everybody stayed on for 6 months.
Right.
Now they thinking about the long term, like, okay, well, I can't let this customer go. So and they might dispute one account per month. And you got 10 accounts, you do the math. Right. They're guaranteeing you what? At least 10 months. So that's at least $1,000 that you're gonna be paying, and paying that $1,000, and ain't no guarantee it's gonna come off, and all that good stuff. So to reverse the thing, I don't charge a monthly fee. I do the upfront one time, and my business survives off of referrals.
Wow. Yeah.
So I want to do a good job for you because I want you to tell not one person, but I want you to tell 10, 15 people.
And that's why I'm sharing my testimony, because I feel like a lot of us that knows how or have good credit and they know how to maintain good credit, I think they keep it within their niche, their family. And I feel like if there's a community of great credit, then you have a community of more wealth. And so what we trying to do here is, what he wants to do here is build wealth in the midst of having good credit.
And see, you said a mouthful, because I was just talking about something like this last week. Building wealth, right, with great credit.
Right.
2020 was one of my years that this has been a rocky road year, right? But at the beginning of the year, before I knew anything was going on, before I knew about Corona, this was like in January when everything was still, economy was still good. I said to someone, or I might have said it on video, that this is the year of, because when I was a kid, my dad taught me that if you give a man a fish,
Yes, sir.
he'll
Appreciate
eat for a day. But if you teach the man how to fish, he'll never go hungry.
Absolutely.
So I have said in the past that I wonder how many people that I have been responsible for starving.
Yeah.
Because I've been giving
Absolutely.
away so many fish. And when I stop feeding them, they starve. But it's my fault because I shouldn't have been feeding them in the first place. I shouldn't have been giving them fish.
On the flip side of that is we don't want to have all the fish, and because we can't consume it all, it spoils in our arms.
But
So we gotta
but
be
to
careful.
conclude that, I don't want to be the one that's giving away free fish. What I do want to do, and this was my motto for 2020, is I want to start giving out hooks.
Oh yeah,
Because if you got a hook, you can go catch you a fish.
that's right.
And then you never got to worry about nobody feeding you,
Absolutely.
being hungry. So with this credit thing, I don't just do your credit and be done with it. A lot of you all out there know, the ones that's on this video right now, know that I do more of credit education. I want to teach, I want to give you a couple of hooks. So once you finish the credit repair process, just like Durrel has finished the process, or he's gotten what he wanted out of the deal, or he's achieved his credit goals, how do we continue in excellence so we're not in the same situation again?
Right. You have to educate.
How do we create that wealth that you're talking about with the credit? Because we already know that the money, the dollar is losing value.
Absolutely.
Okay. And right now, if you don't have credit, then you ain't really got a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, my daddy said that your word is your bond.
Yeah.
Back
Credit
in the
is
day,
king
they
right
didn't
now.
have a whole lot of cash. They dealt with credit, or they do the bartering system. You know what I'm saying? But if you defaulted on a deal, or you wasn't a man of your word, you can come back with cash money, and they'll say, what? Your money is no good here because you screwed me over, or you didn't keep your word. So your credit is your word.
That's right.
The credit says that he done borrowed from X amount of people, and he done paid X amount of people back. So I'm going to borrow him some money, or I'm going to lend him some money. Sorry. I'm going to lend him some money, but I want to get that interest out of it because he's good at paying back. I can make money off of this money I'm lending him. And that's where, that's where the credit, lending and borrowing money came from. But that's just to kind of like give you all the insight on, I am very open and available to answer any questions and take you through the credit repair process. I'm a very respectable person when it comes down to making sure that you don't feel like you're just a number. I go out my way to make sure my phone stays on. So if you work the night shift and you're not up in the daytime, I'm going to either respond to your message or whatever, and you will know that this guy is for real. At least he's trying to respond to me at a certain time before I don't think that I'm just being overlooked and things like that.
I think what a lot of people want to know, y'all, and correct me if I'm wrong, and tell me if this is good too, y'all. If y'all enjoying this, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give me a thumbs up if y'all like what y'all seeing, because I want to try to get more. I want to get more involved with my people and do more videos. But I'm always self-conscious about myself. I don't think people want to hear what I got to say, so I don't do videos because I don't think nobody gonna be on here. We got 3 devices going. One got 10 views, 1 view, and then one. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just self-conscious like that. So if y'all like it, give me a thumbs up. Y'all can comment in the comment section or what topics y'all would like to hear from more, or get some more understanding of. I want to make sure I'm addressing these issues and addressing these things so that nobody can Jew you or nobody can trick you. If you're not in the state of North Carolina, you're in another state, or if you go somewhere by yourself, just put my knowledge to test.
Yeah.
Go to a car dealership, based on what I've told you, and see how they treat you when you know your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go to a bank and apply for a loan using what I've told you, and just put my knowledge to the test. If they come back and say, "Hey, this," but I'm pretty confident in what I do and my ability to get it done. And so when I tell people things, I expect them to come back with some type of report. Either whether it be a praise report or whether it be just whatever, just let me know what's going on so I can help, serve and help people, get to become the better them.
There are a lot of misconceptions about credit. What is the biggest misconception that people have about having their credit repaired? Or
I'm glad you asked. There are 3 different type of credit services. You have a credit repair, you have a credit cleanup, and you have a credit rebuild / restoration.
Yeah.
Those are 3 different things. You know what I mean? And the misconception is just because you're getting credit repair done or credit cleanup done, that your score is going to automatically shoot up to the roof.
Nah.
That's very untrue. So this is how credit works. Credit is based off of revolving open accounts, meaning that the more accounts you got open in good standings, the better your credit going to be. Yeah. So, for an example, if Johnny has 10 accounts that's open and the same 10 accounts are collections, if I remove all 10 accounts, then what will more than likely happen to Johnny's score?
It's going to go up.
No.
It's go down.
If he only has 10 accounts.
If he only has 10 accounts.
And all 10 are bad. And I take the 10 off, that means that he don't have any accounts left to produce a score. Right. That means his score is going to go down right. And it might even zero out. So that's where the credit rebuilding and credit restoration comes in place. Yeah. We can put authorized user accounts on there, aka trade lines.
That's big.
And those are what we can use as a credit booster to boost his credit up and then help him rebuild his credit. So the one that's getting everything wiped clean is not the same as the one that's getting some credit cleanup done.
Right.
Cleanup means just being clean up. You might have some good accounts on your credit. You might have some missed payments. You might have some inquiries that you want off. Those are just some real things that we can do to help clean your credit up. So your score is going to go up if you're getting it clean. If you're getting it repaired, that means that we're going to fix everything that's broken.
Right.
It's just what it says. We're going to repair it. You know what I mean?
Now, authorized users and trade lines, what are they and how do they differ?
So an authorized user is anybody can have one. If you have somebody with a large credit card limit, mm-hmm. and they might can add up to 5 people to their card as authorized users. The authorized user don't receive a card, they just receive that payment history added to their credit, and whatever the card holder does, it affects that other person's credit.
Right.
So as long as that card holder is in good standings with his cards is in the right usage percentage, it'll help that other person, authorized user, in a positive way. But let's just say that person starts, being lazy with their cards, and they start out to pay their bills on time. So that other person that's on that card is going to feel the effect of that as well.
And that's why it's good to find somebody with a great credit history of paying things on time. So this is what he does. This is one of his services where he will associate you with an account or a trade line at that. I'm sorry, with an account that has a good payment history, and it can definitely increase and benefit your credit score.
And so the easiest way to get it done is to find somebody that that has one.
Yeah. See, I'm on 2 people's right now.
But this is one of the disadvantages. People with good credit or good credit card limits, mm-hmm. they're not too fond of just adding people to their card.
That's true.
So it might be hard for you to find some. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. I mean,
you can't spend their money unless you got the card, right?
People are miseducated.
That's
on.
right.
It's just like, for example, if you got a brand new car, and you got a V6, V8, V12 engine, whatever you got on the hood. I don't know, whatever you got under the hood, and you see somebody broke down on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, you automatically think that whatever wrong with that person's car is going to jump through the jumper cables and mess up your car. So you'll say something like, I can't give you a jump with my new car. How crazy does that sound?
Yes,
your car is more equipped to give him a jump because it's a newer motor, if anything. So there goes that misconception of, I can't jump nobody with my car because my car too new. So I can't get nobody on my credit card because they're going to mess up my credit. They're not getting a card. They're just getting added to your card.
Yeah.
You control what happens, but people get that misconception of they're going to mess up my credit. They're going to mess up
my credit when they really not touching it. They never
exactly.
The card.
So, but for the ones who can't find nobody to get added to a card, like he said, that's what I do. I sell trade lines and authorized user accounts so we can get you on a good, decent card. But that credit restoration and credit rebuilding is something totally different from credit repair and credit cleanup. So that is a misconception. That just because we get accounts off, your score might not go up, it might go down. That's why we always offer you, the credit rebuilding part of it, because even after we get everything negative off, your score might only peak at 550. That means you don't have enough open accounts on there to get you more than the 550.
Now, how many MITS accounts should you have on average? How many accounts should you have reporting in good standing that really help that solid?
Getting a solid account, you're going to need between 7 and 10 accounts.
Wow.
And those are student loans.
Okay, wow.
Having student loans is really not, it's not going to boost your credit up real good, because that's just a school loan. Anybody, any bank, any finance company is not going to say, you got a lot of credit, you got student loans. They're going to be like, no. What do you have other than this? Or they're going to use the words of Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? Who have you paid off lately? So having 7 to 10 accounts is a good number of accounts for a solid credit file. And another misconception is score trumps everything.
Oh man,
it's not true.
Wow.
I know somebody that can have a 700 credit score and still be denied. Why? Because they only got one account on their credit.
They don't have a good mixture of credit.
If you got one trade line on your credit, one account that's open, that's revolving, it ain't even really yours because it's a trade line, you can have a 750 score and still get denied. They're going to say that your file is too thin. You have a thin file.
Is this good, everybody?
This is
good.
I mean, I hope you all learning something. Like I say, I really don't want to bore anybody. I done seen the numbers go up and down, but if I can start telling jokes now. I got a little stand-up routine I can put down and start telling jokes.
Yeah, I mean, people been entertained all week. It's time for people to really dive in and learn something to catapult them in the future, so they can benefit their children's children's.
So you can have a 700 score and still get denied because you don't have no stability behind that, or it's nothing stable behind that. So you want to get those credit boosters on there, but you want to immediately start building credit and getting some more open accounts so you can sustain once the trade line falls off. A trade line don't stay on forever, y'all. 30 to 45 days, and then you got to come off. You got to be able to enhance your credit once you get that on there. It's just like the training wheels. A kid can't ride training wheels forever, right? Once he learn how to ride without the training wheels, they come off, and then you can start riding and popping wheelies and everything. But sometimes you need that little booster to get you to the next step, and that's what a trade line is, just to help you get to the next step.
Awesome. Well, you pretty much, I know a lot of people you kind of talked about how long it takes. A lot of people have this misconception that it's going to boost their credit fast, but what's the typical process that you like to tell people of how long it might take before they might see something, or is there a timeline?
And that's really it's a fine line to giving somebody a date.
Because sometimes it takes 30 days for some people, and it may take 6 months for the next person.
Real fickle on this credit thing. This is what I always like to tell people. that the credit didn't get destroyed overnight. It's going to take longer than a night to get it fixed.
That's
However, 30 to 45 days to start seeing some movement, 90 to 120 days for completion. That's typical. But you all know that just because I say it's typical, we do not live in a typical world. Things happen all the time. Situations happen. Some people are with my credit services 3 months, some of them 6 months, and in some extreme cases have been in the credit for over a year. It's not saying that we're not doing our job. It's just saying that their case is different from your case. You know, I never give somebody information out or give somebody business out or whatever on the streets or whatever. So their situation is different. That's why I always tell people, even when they're dealing with even with your taxes, me and him can go to a tax office the same day and file our taxes, and he might get his taxes first. I can't go to the tax man or the IRS and say, hey man, we filed the same day. Why come I ain't getting my taxes back?
Yes.
It's different with everybody. I don't know how they select who get paid first or who credit comes off first. I don't know how they do all that. Only thing I can tell you is credit repair is something that you have to have patience with, because to get you fixed up real fast, to do what? To go out there and destroy it again? You know what I'm saying? Not to just, you have to understand that there is a process that takes place when doing the credit. These are accounts that was put on, years ago, and it might be $5,000 and $10,000, and understand, to make something like that, to make something like that disappear, it takes more than trying to put a rabbit out of a hat. or to put some kind of secret potion on it. It's going to take a little bit of finessing and getting these things done, but we do appreciate the ones who do have the patience, and we appreciate the ones who understand the process and understand at the end of the day, these accounts belong to the person that we're trying to get it off for.
We got Belita Springs. She says, how can you get to a score of 800?
Okay, so let me explain to y'all 800. So first of all, what's her name?
Belita?
Belita Springs. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Belita Springs. Give me a thumbs up. I'll wait for the thumbs up. Thumbs up coming. Is she still there?
Belita, throw your thumb. Give us a thumbs up or a heart if you're still there.
Give me something, Bonita. I want to make sure Bonita hears this. If you don't hear it now, Bonita, I'll trust you to go back and watch it later.
Yeah.
But here's the deal in my Joe Biden voice. Here's the deal. Okay. All right, I got you, Miss Spring. All right, so a perfect credit score is 850. That's a perfect credit score. I've only seen 2 850s in my whole life, and it was Caucasian. I've seen about 10 or 15 800s. Matter of fact, one of the 800s I've seen was my brother when I was working on his stuff. Saying that you want an 800 score is easier said than done, because like I said before, credit score is based off of open revolving accounts, right?
Right.
So if you got enough healthy accounts on your credit, an 800 score is very achievable. If you got flawless payment history,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got open accounts that's got more than a $300 credit card. It's got $5,000 and $10,000. I've seen somebody with 10 or 15 credit cards, 5,000 plus on all of them. That's somebody. If you got a house on there that's paid off, multiple cars that's paid off, multiple loans that's paid off, there's big loans, you can achieve an 800, Miss Springs. But it's gonna take more of you being a credit. How can I put this? You have to be you
got to be really sound with how credit works.
You have to be
your statements to your bank cards,
everything.
You
have to be very knowledgeable of how credit works.
Yes.
You got to be a credit guru. Like every time your score changes 1 point, you got to be on top of it because you got to know what can cause that to do that, and you got to count points like pennies. Hey, you got to count points like pennies.
I think she got it too.
A couple of pennies might not affect you, might not affect your financial status, would it? A couple of pennies?
Nah.
People throw pennies away. They're like, it's a couple pennies. I ain't gonna, but for every 100 pennies is a what? $1.
She said, "Oh yeah, you on your way. Yeah, you probably."
If she's already okay, I ain't gonna give your stuff out over the air. But Miss Springs, you can talk to me when we get done.
Yes.
Get in contact with me. We can talk. But you on your way, ma'am. You are a very good steward.
Yes.
I would say you are a good steward of your credit, and you know what it takes, and you are more likely to get to an 850
yes.
because you understand how credit works. But back to what I was saying, you got to count points like pennies.
That's what's up.
A couple of points might not affect you. A couple of pennies ain't going to change your financial status. But if you get 100 pennies, that's $1. $1 will affect your financial status. Just like 100 points will affect your credit.
Absolutely.
50 points. So you have to be a good steward of every point. You got to be a good steward of every dollar you spend. You got to be a good steward of every time. And this is another thing people don't understand. Every time you let somebody run your credit to approve you for something or qualify you for something, your score goes down. A hard inquiry is valued at between 1 and 7 points apiece. So if you got 57 inquiries on your credit, then think about it.
You're going to jack it up.
I have seen one credit card drop somebody's score 100 points.
Wow.
One credit card. And they didn't even get it.
That's the worst.
Understand that everything you do when you are dealing with trying to buy a house and your credit has to be in perfect standings, you got to treat your credit like a newborn baby. You don't let anybody just hold your baby, right?
Yeah.
Don't let anybody just run your credit. So you can make sure that when you do get to where you get at the closing table, that there's no hiccups or no nothing that's going to say, hey, well, where did this inquiry come from, or did you get finance? Did you get this? Did you get that? So, it's one of the things. And there's another thing is a such thing. You think that's penalized or such thing as having too much credit?
Too much credit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just think about it.
Too much credit.
Yeah. If you were a bank and somebody came in and they had $500,000 worth of debt, and they was asking for a $10,000 loan, but
you talking about $500,000 of debt or credit limits? Credit line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a house, it could be a car, it could be loan, but if all they total debt
I think so.
equal to $500,000, and they come in for a loan and they only make 40 grand, 50 grand a year. Let's say they make $60,000 a year. 60 grand a year. They got $500 worth of debt / credit. You think there's a such thing as having too much?
Absolutely.
What do you think the bank's going to say? Think about this, y'all. Y'all take notes if y'all still here. You can have too much credit. Meaning that when the banks look at your credit file, they say you owe $300,000 on a house. They say you owe $50,000 because you got 2 cars, $25,000 each.
Okay.
You got a couple of loans out that $10,000, $15,000 each, and all your total, you got student loans of $100,000. All your total debt and credit is $500,000 a piece.
Okay. And
you make 60 grand. That loan officer going to say, you got too much for us to extend another line of credit. So, because if you default, if something was to happen to your life right now,
you can't afford it.
We're going to be the loan that you choose not to pay.
Wow.
So they can turn you down just for that reason alone. Oh yeah, you got good credit. You got a 750. You make good money, but because you got so much credit already, what happens if a Corona 2 hit? And you have to start not paying people.
If you maxed out,
you already know the old saying: the last one hired, first one fired. Hey, if I just got this loan 2 weeks ago, and it's already about you're gonna start shutting down stuff, and they don't, and they overextended, and then somebody else said debt to income ratio.
Yes, that's right.
You can't owe more than what you make. So for the people who think that having an 800 credit score is fabulous and it's good, it's fine as long as you can afford what you're trying to get. Can you afford, or can you dodge? You have to understand that you have to stay in your lane. I tell people all the time, I stay in my lane. This is why me and this guy's friends, me and his brother is friends, because I'm not gonna come and try to outdo him and hanging no TVs on the wall. I ain't got time for it. I don't have time to try to outsmart Ontario about how to fix a computer. I stay in my lane. I'm doing what has already been done in my life. I'm doing what has already been done in my friend's life. So when I'm giving people these nuggets and these tips, it's because it has already been proven. Right now, it has already been proven. A lot of my people is buying $500,000 houses during the corona, no money down. Getting loans, big money loans, SBA loans, all this kind of stuff. They getting these different loans, and the ones that I love the most, are the ones that follow everything that I tell them to do. If you follow what I'm telling you to do, and you listen to my my suggestions and everything, then no way in the world you're not gonna be successful. And I'll talk to you all day long, every day.
Yeah.
But for the ones who don't have the patience, who know everything, don't want to follow the plan, and you're wondering why everybody else's credit is moving and yours is not, even if you have been following everything and your credit is not moving the way you want it to be moved, then always think about this one thing. Credit is not a overnight wham bam thank you ma'am situation.
Yeah.
It takes time. It took you time to get the credit on your stuff. It's gonna take time to get it removed. And at the end of the day, not to be rude, not to be mean, I love all of y'all. I love you all. I love you all. But at the end of the day, if something can't be removed, it's not my fault. It's not my staff fault. It's not Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian fault if it can't be removed.
It's just the company is fighting back.
It's just that company don't want to let that thing go.
Yeah, till this
and at the end of the day, you got to remember, you signed the contract with these people. We're just trying to get it removed. So I hope you can understand that I'm fighting just as hard as you are to get these accounts removed, because I don't like to have people hanging around in credit repair for 6, 8, 12 months. I want to get you out within 3, 4 months so you can go tell somebody else, to tell somebody else, and tell somebody else. So trust me, I'm not getting paid a monthly fee to have you still doing credit repair after a year. I don't get paid about a month. It's a one-time deal for me. So I'm trying to make sure you all get done as fast as we can so we can get you out to get you to your new car. Because I love when y'all take pictures of y'all car and put it on Facebook. I love when y'all take pictures of your house and put it on Facebook and give me and my team a shout out. I love it. I love it.
Coming. I want to suggest something to everybody that's watching. You got to take your credit journey and be proactive to the point of, not that you're trying to be independent, but be proactive in calling in, asking questions, but not asking questions from doubt, but asking questions to learn what you could be doing in the meantime. But two, also, just look at him as your credit accountant. You see what I'm saying? You gotta look at this like you pretty much need to just take this moment and look at it like this. I have to be proactive, because just like at work, if I want to be the best at my job, I gotta be the best at learning what I can in order so I can have the best credit journey, and I could teach someone as well, but also educate them on and send them to the place where you don't know the answers to as well, So I just hope that helps somebody, and we about to wrap it up here, but I definitely want to share with you guys some of the blessings and some of the knowledge that I received while being back home in Smithfield, North Carolina. If y'all got any more questions, just feel free to list them, but we getting ready to wrap it up here.
Just one more question.
All right.
It's for me, but I'm gonna ask you the question.
All right.
And then I'm gonna let you answer, and then I'm gonna answer the same question.
Yes, sir.
So this question was written down. How has credit impacted your life?
Wow. Man, I would have to say this. I've been through multiple repossessions. I have been denied for apartments. And the fact that I know that I can go to almost any dealership and get what I want, that's a blessing for me. I was able to purchase a nice luxury car after a 18-wheeler backed into my old car while it was parked, which is crazy. But my credit journey has been impactful because it let me see that there is another side to this life. Even after losing everything, I lost a lot, and my credit file showed it. But I believe in God, and I believe God sets forth people in our lives with the wisdom and the knowledge to get us where He wants us to be ultimately. And so right now I'm saving towards getting a home, and I'm looking to build my credit profile up to the point where I can leverage my credit. I can leverage my bills with my credit. That's a whole nother thing. If you want to know more about that, I'll send you a link to the video. Just inbox me. But it's so many things. But it's truly blessed me. It's changed my perspective on how money works and how different industries treat you based on your credit.
Oh my God! God!
To be able to walk in and
I'm gonna tell y'all a story when it comes my turn. But go ahead.
To be able to walk in one day and say, I want that car, and they don't even have to run your credit because you pretty much know you're in the 800 ballpark. That's what you want ultimately. That's what you want. They may verify your income, and that may be it. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. So credit has impacted your life to the good, you would say.
Absolutely, and just 6 months.
That's awesome.
Well, actually 5. I started my credit repair journey June 2020.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome that he's saying that, because I have a story, and this is just something that a lot of you all probably has experienced the same thing, but I'm saying it out loud so you can say, so you know that the person is working on your credit. I have been in the same shoes that you are. And anytime you have a mentor or you have somebody that you look up to, whether it's a preacher, whether it's a football coach and everything, you get more respect out of that person when you know that they have been where you've gone.
Right, absolutely.
That's what makes the testimonies real, when you know I done been where you're going. So this is my real quick story, how credit has impacted my life. There was upon a time, Durrel, that I had 6 repossessions on my credit.
Wow.
The car buying experience was more like court, waiting to be sentenced to jail, because you're sitting around waiting. Are they gonna turn me down, or are they gonna not turn me down? You get the rate charge. It's like, you know what? I just want to, and you sit there in that chair, and they want to ask you all these questions about. They want 5 to 10 referrals or references. You got to put the name, address, phone number of these people on your paperwork, and then you got to get bank statements. You got to get check stubs and all this kind of stuff. They want to know how much money you got in the bank. All these different questions. You feel like, look, either you gonna let me get the car or not, because if I don't pay for it, guess what? It's coming back. So you win anyway. Why I got to go through all this trouble to get this car that I love, and then I'm probably going to be regretting buying it after I get it anyway. Yeah. And they bank on you defaulting on the loan so they can repo that car. And guess what they're going to do with the same car? They're going to sell it to somebody else. They can make
money.
They can make $100,000 on one car if the people who buy them can't afford them. Okay? Yeah. So here's my story. Went from 6 repossessions, all type of bad credit. My credit was in a 400 before I started doing this. 430 to be exact. Wow. I was chasing a Dodge Challenger since 2008. Could never convince her to come home with me. She would always tell me, "You can't afford me." She'd always say, "Get your paper up." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like always like chasing this car, right? And so whenever I would get depressed about life and like, man, what are my ambitions?
What's my why?
I would go to the Dodge dealership and I would ask them to test drive the car. And when I get behind that wheel, I'm saying one day this gonna be you. Wow. One day this gonna be you. And I would drive the SRTH, the Hellcats, whatever version I had.
Yeah.
I would go and take them on the road, make them think I'm gonna buy the car, bring it back. All right, player, I'll holler at you next time when I'm feeling bad again. You know what I'm saying?
Charging people that do it.
Yeah. So let me respond to this real quick. So that was my story for a long time. And then so we get into fast forward to 3 years ago, I started doing credit. Got all these repossessions off my credit. The car buying experience. I'm not trying to sell you a dream. Trust me. I'm trying to sell you the experience.
Yeah.
So when you go to a car lot with bad credit, you got to put down $5,000 down for the deposit.
Yeah.
Your notes are $500 a month, insurance $300 a month, $800 a month for a car with
for
a car that you probably gonna outgrow in a year. You got to put down all these references on your paperwork. Every time you miss a payment, they calling your mama. Hey, have you seen Daniel? He missed a payment this month on it, and you like, I don't want nobody to know my business.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time. Now everybody know about it because now they calling all my references. If mama don't answer, they gonna call the pastor. The pastor don't answer, they calling your sister. Yeah. So you got all these folks in your business when you buy this car because you ain't paid your bill. Now everybody want to know where you at. All right, that's how buying a car experience goes when you don't have good credit.
Yeah.
Now let me fast forward you to my Challenger story. Been whispering in this Challenger's ear since 2008. Let me just take you home for one night. Let me just have a one night stand
Whatever
with you.
You said
just let me get you to the house. And finally, when I got my paper up and got my cake up, like she said, talking to a gentleman over the phone. I do business with him now because he's one of my car lots I do business with. Said your credit is good. Pick out the one you want. I have it ready for you in the morning. It was like at 6 o'clock. They closed at 7. It's an hour drive, so I had to wait till the next day. What time to open up? Open up at 10. So I'll be there at 10 o'clock. When I got to the car lot, now this is where the story changes. I got to the car lot, Durrel. They had the Challenger that I said I wanted pulled up to the front of the building. Mm-hmm. It had just been waxed, had just been washed and everything. Brand new, only had, I think, 13,000 miles on it when I got it. 2019. So it was the year.
It hadn't been broken in yet.
And I was at the dealership about 15 minutes. Because they my credit, they didn't have to get proof of income. Right. They didn't have to get a bunch of different references. It was just whatever they was good. And
I'm trying to get there.
When I came into, they fed me and everything. They fed me. They cleaned my car, put gas in and everything. And I was out at that dealership in less than 30 minutes because I already had that. So that was a different experience for me. I'm addicted to that.
It's easy to find you.
I'm addicted to being treated like I valued because if I say no, I'm walking away, they see that money walking away and they chasing after you. How can I do to help you? My brother bought a truck about 2 years ago, might have been a year ago. They didn't even let him come to the dealership.
They delivered it?
They brought the truck and paperwork to his house. They asked him, what color you want? What's your features that you want? He gave him a wish list, and they freaking brought brought the truck to his house.
It's a different game.
And he didn't have to. He was in his pajamas in his front yard signing paperwork.
Come on now.
That's the experience that having credit will allow you to have. If you can follow the steps. I know some people out there. It's some people out there right now that can attest what I'm saying because they done had the same situations. I done had at least 6 cars delivered here myself personally from Alabama, from a car lot that bought cars to Raleigh, North Carolina and Fayetteville, North Carolina because I was on this program with them getting zero down on vehicles. You know what I mean? So that's the experience that that's the experience that you have, the lifestyle when you have like Miss Springs talking about the 800 credit score, or if you want to get to an 850,
early.
you can get pre-approved before you even get down there. It's a car place called Carvana, bringing cars to your house, and a car vending machine, and go get you a house during the pandemic, 300 grand, zero down in less than 45 days.
That's what you want.
That can happen for you.
It can.
But like I say, I'm not trying to sell you on anything.
Make your why strong.
I'm just trying to let you know that when you have been trained all your life that cash is king, when you have been trained that if you can't afford it, don't buy it. If you've been trained to live your life a certain way, and then when you get to adulthood, they tell you that you got to have credit. It really knocks the wind out you.
Right.
And so how credit has impacted my life is I have been able to not only help get myself together, but I have been able to pass out hooks and teach my friends how to fish, and teach them how to get the right bait on their hook, and they can feed themselves. And so this man is going out and spreading the word on his Facebook. He put his post on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I had 100 folks inbox me. I'm like, my man need to be on the team. I need to put him on the team.
I didn't even know that so many people were really looking and craving for that knowledge, and so here I am, taking the time out of my busy schedule and his busy schedule, and we trying to make it happen.
Dude, I have over 45 affiliate partners doing credit and credit referrals and stuff like that, and this is the reason why. And this. He's a Christian, so I can talk to him. He's a brother in Christ.
Oh, absolutely.
Before Jesus left the world, before the earth, he told the disciples, the greater things that you're going to be able to do than I can do, because it's only one of me.
It's only one of me.
When I leave and come, I must send my spirit back. My spirit going to be in all of you all. So you can do more work with more people. This sun don't rise and fall on Daniel Lyons Den. The sun don't fall, the set and rises, on you.
Yeah.
You have to, each one teach one. You have to implement your spirit and your philosophy into other people that's like-minded that can go out there and see. Your Facebook page is different from my page. How many friends you got?
4,000 and some change.
He got 4,000 friends. I only met 20 of them.
Right.
So he got 4,800 friends that I don't even know. So with his knowledge and his ability, he can go and affect those 4,000 people. And then I got people that's got other friends. So everybody ends up, all roads lead back to the Lions Pride, but everybody ends up getting their own version of the pie. And we can help change some generational some generational curses in our community by not giving folks fish when they're hungry, but give them a hook. You want to learn how to do something? Come talk to me. I can teach you. I can empower you. Help you get your business set up. Yeah. We got resources all out the yin yang. His brother does computers and fire sticks and all that kind of stuff. I do the same stuff. We finna talk about some beard oil here in a minute, because I want to get my beard like his when I grow up. You know what I'm saying? So if you need some beard oil, we do taxes, we do credit.
Yeah.
I got some U-Hauls coming in here in a minute. Fire sticks, streaming service. You name it, we got it. Beard oil, beard balm, lotion for men. I started a mentorship program, Lions Mane Mentorship, where I'm taking young men from 12 to 24 and mentoring them on how to become a better man, so we can put a bridge this gap between this Black Lives Matter stuff and these people going out here getting shot, and trying to teach them how to talk to the police officer. I'm right now. I'm not trying to pump nothing up. I'm just trying to tell you what we got going on.
Yeah.
I'm working with entrepreneurs, and I'm mentoring entrepreneurs who want to start their own business. People see something they're working, they want to know, how can I get it done?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take credit for everything. I'm just trying to put you in a position to do what you can do. If God already put someone inside of you to do it, nobody can't beat it. Nobody can't do it but you. and you can only be the best you can be. So not trying to be
right.
like nobody else. I stay in my lane. I stay in the lion's pride, in the lion's den, and I don't try to make nothing look better than what it is.
Yeah.
I'm a real dude.
Yeah.
I got
You
real.
See me, this
I
spare
got,
of the moment.
I got real problems.
Sweatsuit.
I got real situations. But we do work. We try to help people, and we do what we can. So if y'all out there, if y'all need my help, y'all need my assistance.
Yeah.
If y'all already working with me, we appreciate y'all. If y'all want to work with me, don't be afraid to come in and talk.
Inbox me if you got questions.
Y'all can come holler at us at the Lions Pride. You know what I'm saying? And this is just what it is. This is spirit of the moment. He came in and talked about beard oil, and we talking about credit now.
Yeah, I left home from doing some
all
homework,
kind of stuff.
Man.
So yeah,
still grinding, man. So yeah, without.
So for the 11 people on here that stayed, 6 people, we love y'all. Y'all made my night. I really feel good about this. If y'all can comment, and like I say, y'all can inbox me if y'all want some more information about the credit repair. To Durrel's people in Charlotte, all y'all Charlotte, I got a best friend in Charlotte. I'm be coming to Charlotte pretty soon to see my best friend, and I would definitely love to work with you all out there in Charlotte. If y'all don't have anything else for me, then here's Durrel. You guys want to say something to your people before you get off?
Nah, man, I love y'all, man. And if y'all got any topics that y'all would like to hear us touch on again, or if y'all would like for us to do this again, just let me know. I'm going to be putting out a little bit more content than I have. I've definitely been busy. This has definitely been a grinding season. But I love y'all, and I just want y'all to grow as I grow. I want y'all to be courageous and bold in everything that you do. Hey, man, 2020 don't have to go out, limited. I want everybody to go out with a bang, man. Start your process right now. And, yeah, man, stay tuned.
All right, my last final statement. Here's the Lions Pride. I believe in pouring into people's life and empowering them. Yeah. And one of the things I tell my organization is the Lions don't lose sleep from the opinion of sheep. Whatever that means to you, take it, run with it. And as always, Black Lives Matter. Okay? And when you go to work in the morning, it's your duty to make your future self proud.
Yeah.
The person that you're going to see in the mirror from 10 years from now, are you going to do him any justice, or are you going to fail him? So today is the day that you make your future self proud. Get that in your spirit. Until next time, it's your boy Lions Den signing out.
All right.